good speed.
Oh, I really gotta change battery. Okay, I tried to put it down as gently as I could. Hope I didn't just break it. If you're on this channel here watching this video, you and I both probably already agree that FPV drones are a pretty incredible tool for filmmaking. The speed and precision and the agility and all the things that you can get out of these machines is absolutely incredible, but at the same time, the Dutch angles and the lack of fixed horizon can be a detriment when you're going for certain types of shots for certain kinds of filmmakers. So finding a balance between the speed and precision of FPV, but also having the horizon level is something that's actually pretty important to have a discussion about. Real Steady and other software make it possible to fix the horizon based on the gyro data from cameras, but that comes at the sacrifice of resolution. And there's a zooming effect as the footage has to push in and out to avoid the edges and the issues caused by changing the frame in post. On this channel, we've played around with a ton of different devices that keep the horizon level for FPV filmmakers, but none of them have I been as excited for as the Namaste gimbal. Instead of just controlling the roll axis, it also is able to control the tilt of the camera. So as a drone changes speed, you have to increase your angle of attack. And having control over the tilt axis allows you to keep the camera always looking forward at the subject that you're filming. But then when the drone has to roll, it's keeping the gimbal locked in at all directions at all times. That's what's powerful about having a 2-axis gimbal. But wait, there's more. The Namaste gimbal also supports RC input. So that means that either the pilot who's flying the drone can use a knob or like a head tracker or something like that to change one of the axes of movement, or a second operator can get on with a controller using the second camera that's built into the Namaste gimbal and be able to frame up shots on the tilt axis independent of what the FPV operator is doing. So I'm really excited to see what we can do with a dual op GoPro 2-axis gimbal setup here on the channel. So let's get this thing mounted up to a drone and find out what it really is capable of. We've got the Caddx Vista set up here on the drone. You can see there's like a little wiring harness for power for the Vista, for the camera, and for the gimbal. So I've got it all run into the drone itself. So when I power it up, the gimbal automatically powers on, camera automatically powers on, the Vista automatically powers on. It's actually a pretty slick little setup. We've also got a Mini 11 on the drone to be able to record the drone as it's flying around. We looked at the angle, it looks really cool. So I haven't actually flown this yet. I have no idea what it's gonna look like other than the teasers that they've sent. Hopefully it's not too heavy for this 5-inch drone. So let's do a little line of sight, make sure it's gonna work, and then we'll send it FPV. Okay, let's see if it has enough power by taking it off next to 2 cars. It's a good call. We'll figure out those actual details later. Wow, look at that. It's pretty cool. Looks good. One of the things that we did while we were flying was I just tilted and just like flew sideways down the street. Where normally when you're doing that, it's gonna be really cantilevered, right? Because you're flying the drone essentially sideways. Or like here I do like a little snap orbit or snap twisty around Winston. And normally you'd have the whole shot be like, 45 degrees or whatever speed you're trying to fly sideways at. But like it kept the framing that I had in mind, got rid of the Dutch angle, and we were able to continue to fly at that crazy angle and have the full frame still there without having to crop in using horizon leveling. So like, that's pretty great. Or here, what I was doing in this moment was just like sweeping it back and forth for Winston, but it's still level. So that's pretty cool. So what I think we need to do to kind of put these concepts to the test is take this out into the field and chase some things that are moving fast and try to get those side-on shots that normally with FPV are always cantilevered, but with this should stay level. My hands are so cold now.
It's nice out, but not that nice.
So we've come out to a park with a little bit of airspace. We're gonna chase Winston's Turbo Timber Evolution with the gimbal drone. So let's get this plane in the air and get chasing. Yeah. Let's get this plane in the air and see what this looks like. So let's get this in the air. Get your plane off my car. Oh my God, I'm at 16 volts. I'm putting it down at the end of the road. We're not just having fun, we're working. One of the benefits of the Namaste gimbal is that you can dual op it. So somebody else can actually control where the camera is tilting. So on this controller, I've set it up so that throttle is on the gimbal axis. And so I can say, aim down at 45 degrees and it's gonna stay down at 45 degrees. And as Winston tilts the drone, it's gonna keep looking that way. And if I put it back to level, now it's gonna stay at level as Winston moves the drone. And as I put it high, it's gonna stay up super high, even as Winston tilts it way too far for the drone to even fly. So that's gonna give us some interesting opportunities, but I'm really excited to see like how we could play around with having the gimbal always be level horizon, but also be turning up and down independent of what you're flying, right? You ready to fly this?
Definitely.
Let's get her in the air.
12 seconds later.
Oh no! Oh no! Get the camera.
To be fair, you did land it pretty hard.
So yeah, it snapped right there. I think I've got a replacement for that actually, but yeah, that's a bummer. So if you're gonna land it, make sure you land not 6 inches off the ground. I kind of put it down quick because we were running low on battery. I was kind of worried that that might happen because this is definitely like 3D printed. Durability score, a little bit low, but that was to be expected, honestly. So, well, we'll call it there. Last time we shot with the Namaste gimbal got a little bit disastrous, but it was when we were trying to play around with the dual op nature of it, right? On that day, we didn't have really a subject or anything cool to shoot, so we found a really cool spot that has a bridge. And in the bridge, there's a lattice work on top and we can drop through that. So the first shot that we're gonna do is be looking down, following Michael as he's riding the bike, and we're gonna drop through the lattice and tilt up and kind of keep him in frame all the way through. And that's gonna be one of those ways that we can showcase how powerful the Namaste gimbal is. This might actually just be a disaster, we'll see.
Yep, I got him. No drone. Get a little bit. Yep. Go down. Yep. Good speed. Good speed. Ready. Good level, good level. Hold. Good shot, good shot. Getting a shot. To the left just a little bit. Good, good, good. Yes, yes, yes. Looks good. I like this 3/4. You want to go up and orbit around, like behind him maybe? Oh, I kept on him. I'm losing video.
Yeah, mine's still good, but it's getting there. I gotta change battery anyway.
Okay.
Oh, I really gotta change battery.
People.
Yeah, I tried to put it down as gently as I could.
It's okay.
I didn't even look at the battery. I hope I didn't just break it. Yeah, well, we're out of drones for the day, so that's it. So in that moment, I was definitely a little bit frustrated. It was kind of the start of a long day of filming, meaning like we had a lot of other shots planned that we wanted to do, but the gimbal broke. So that's fully on me. Complete user error. I shouldn't be crashing it. But for future versions of this thing, I definitely hope that it becomes a little bit more durable. I've talked with David from Gohstand Designs, who makes the Namaste gimbal, and he said that he's already got ideas on how to make it more durable. He's got other little projects on the way that I think you guys are gonna be also just as stoked about as I am. So to kind of wrap all this up, I think there's unbelievable possibilities, especially in just a 2-axis control of the gimbal, right? Those kind of level Mavic-like shots after running it through real steady. And I think that there's definitely a need for that in FPV filmmaking, especially in smaller crews. When you're needing to get a locked horizon and you only have access to GoPro, it allows you to be able to get a cool shot without much cost. I don't think that this video did justice to how cool it is to have dual op. Filming something like downhill skiing or skateboarding or something like that where the subject is constantly changing altitudes but the drone could maintain a consistent flight path would be the absolute coolest way to put something like this to use. We just don't really have access to that in the winter in central Indiana. So if you come up with something cool for us to go film with that, leave it in the comments below. Maybe we'll go find a way to make it happen for version 2.0. Thank you very much for watching this video on the Namaste Gimbal. If you're interested in getting one for yourself or checking it out, tons of links in the description below. They'll support this channel if you choose to make purchases, all that good stuff. They did not pay me to make this video, but they did send the product itself for free. Very grateful to them for having done that, and I'm really excited to have played around with it and seen what this thing is capable of. Thanks very much for watching this video, and stay flying.